I'm Anita Evenson. I am the manager of environmental engineering for Anchor. I've been with the company almost a year, right at about 11 months. I come from a line of some pretty strong women in my family, but my grandmother during World War II, she was in her late teens and she already had a child, and when her husband was at World War II, she went and worked at their local factory where they were manufacturing boats in central Illinois. Looking forward to my mom. She had a young child, was divorced, and needed a job to where she wouldn't have to depend on her ex-husband. So she sought out, they called it draftsman classes back then in central Michigan because they offered free childcare. Knowing those things about the women that came before me, just in my immediate family, kind of pushes me forward to when, like, especially women in engineering are at those kind of moments where you're like, well, should I push forward or should I just kind of fade into the background or not put forth my ideas? And I think back to those people, my mom and my grandma especially, that have had, much more harder circumstances to push through. And it's motivated me to really, if you're thinking about speaking up, just go for it. Like, even if you stumble with your words, it's okay. Everyone does that from time to time, and it gets easier with practice. Anchor has been a great exposure to being able to go out and work with different people at different levels within the facility. So some of my favorite memories from my first year here are working with the maintenance team at any of the facilities, really, because they're the ones that are maintaining our control devices, are making sure that like daily environmental checks are being done, and really talking to them. So if something's not working, going to the root cause is something I think everyone at Anchor strives to do. But working with them directly is one of the reasons I left consulting, just so I could have that complete view of environmental compliance, from the very basic pieces to where you're day in, day out in compliance with visible emission observations, to where you're rolling up into a federal report that you're sending out on an annual basis. There's so many iterations and different steps in between there. In the consulting world, you don't get to see. So being able to see something from the very kind of beginning of the process of environmental compliance all the way up to the finished reports that we submit, and then interacting with the agency from the industrial or the industry side is something I've enjoyed as well. I'm fortunate that I do travel a fair amount for Anchor, so I do get to see the different facilities, which I've enjoyed immensely. It's a little bit different. It's definitely, I have a few different kind of day in the life. So work from home, it's a lot of calls, but that's the time that I can really dig in to whether it's reviewing a regulation or a permit draft or some sort of compliance calculations. When I do go to the plants, I'll typically work with the EHS managers, sometimes the batch furnace managers as well. When I'm at the plant, I try to always increase either my knowledge of the individual facilities or train the EHS managers and the different people involved in the environmental programs at the plant a little. But being able to ask questions to get the knowledge that I need for my job role, not being shy about those questions. I try really hard to not ever preference anything with, well, this may be a dumb question, because that just starts out the view of the person that you're talking to. With younger women, that is something I try to push forward. And then also when we're trying to troubleshoot something, getting some of those questions and thoughts out initially can really kind of help the process of people working together and building off each other. As a woman in STEM, that we very much have every right to be here. We bring things to the table that maybe our male counterparts haven't thought of that way, but we have, for our ideas to be brought up, we have to have that courage that even if we don't know the end result, we can stepwise through it to get to, whatever the solution ends up being, there's incremental pieces to getting there from every perspective.